What's up, pals? Alchemy here, and Caleb's noisy background.
Shut up. My Xbox controller fell right that moment.
Like the instant I hit it. Anyway, I'm joined here today with my son and Sharissa, and today we're going to be talking about how to not make an OC. Now, as many of you, in fact, all of you know, because I never shut up about it, I run a Bleach community of over 1,300 people. And we are called Bleach Axiom, as you can see in the left-hand corner right there. That is my profile. I am level 16 on my community. I am a vice captain. Suck on my dick. Anyway, what we have here is someone who Sharissa knows, which is why she's here. She's going to provide a little bit of context behind who this dude is. He has created two characters. As you can see, this dude's name is Art of Choke or Artichoke. And his other his name is Esperagmos, I think. And
it's something like that.
It's what?
It's something like that.
Yeah, that it means asparagus. Now, I'm getting a notification in the battle arena. We will be going there momentarily. I'm actually going to turn that off. I am on my tablet right now, and I forgot to hit the music to play.
Music is important.
Yeah.
It happened.
All right. So the music's going to be at its lowest settings so that people will be able to hear us. Hopefully. We're playing non-copyrighted music, even though I can't make, money off of my YouTube videos. Anyway, what this dude tried to do, I'm going to see if I can make the picture come up. If you can't see it, it's... Excuse me, I am sick. It is Ultra Instinct Yamcha. Now, a couple months ago, when this dude, his name is Nathan, he joined the community, and he made this character. After reading it, all of the moderation staff, myself, Caleb, Tommy, Anthony even, who isn't even on the moderation staff. I even got the Don and Amiga to join the voice call. And we brought Nathan in here. Now, the first thing I asked him, because I told everybody to please be quiet while I gave him an introduction to what was happening, I said, is this a joke character? And his exact words, Caleb and Sharissa both can vouch for this, were, why would I make a joke character? Correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Now, a couple nights ago, he's fighting Sharissa because big boy talks shit and too much can't take a hit. So, he tries to play it off that his character is a satire character. To which, when I read that, I said, whoa, hold your fucking ass up. I specifically asked you, is this a joke character? And you said no. He said, it's satire. I said, that's still a joke. It's a bad joke, but it's still a joke. It's making fun of a bad joke. To which you said that your character isn't a joke. Anyway, I'm going to hand it off to Sharissa here so that she can give a little bit of context behind Nathan.
Okay. So, I know Nathan through my, I have a Facebook Dragon Ball Z group, and he's one of my fellow admins on that team there. And I kind of told him about this community, and I thought he was actually going to take it seriously, but, I guess he's, a troll at heart. So me and him kind of corresponded a little bit about, I'm trying to, help him do this, but then he turns it all around and does this, makes this character, and I was kind of taken aback about that. But anyway, he is known for trolling hardcore, and he is in the military, so if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Now, before anybody starts to try and argue and say, "Oh, you're giving away personal information." That's not
No.
really. I mean, like, first names aren't
There's
personal
several
information.
people.
Everybody on my community knows my name is Cole. Everybody knows Caleb's name is Caleb. Sharissa is Sharissa. Like, if
Yes.
you're going to lead a community or be in a community, you should expect somebody to know your name and call you by it. As well as, like, I mean, being in the military, I don't know if you know this, majority of military people brag about being in the military.
Yes.
It's not, like, that's not doxing anybody or anything like that. I don't even know what doxing actually means. I know that, like, the concept or the process of it, but I don't really know what the actual definition is, like what it stands for. So, without further ado, I guess, we're going to read Art of Choke. Now, as you can see in the background, he's got a picture of the Pride Trooper uniform. And his name is Omnipotent Yamcha, or Omnipotent Yamcha. I was going to bring Bleach Hub Boss into this call, but this isn't really a power scaling video. This is more of a lore video. And anybody who knows me knows that I specialize in the lore aspect of Bleach rather than the power scaling aspect. Now, I do know how to do both, but this is where my expertise really shows. Now, right off the bat, we see his name is Art of Choke. Artichoke. Don't name your character after a food. Please. That just, it's weird. I mean, granted, that's coming from a dude who's literally named Blacksmith, but, like, I'm not trying to be eaten.
Let's take something into consideration, though. The nickname of the main character is Strawberry. A strawberry is a food.
Hey,
Hmm.
there you go. Provide scans.
There's a
But I see what you're
conspiracy for
saying.
y'all.
I see what you're saying. Alright, concession accepted. I concede. Now, I'll say this as well. This is not a joke video. We will be making jokes, but it's not a joke video in the slightest.
Absolutely.
Alright, everything
Yeah,
we say
because
here...
We can't go without jokes.
I'm not to create an OC, okay?
Yeah, everything we say here about the OCs is supposed to be taken as a fact. You know, and depending on how long this video runs, I would like to do comparisons on how this is done. Now, one of the main reasons why I'm also doing this video is because he said, yes, I make references to it, but when he was fighting Sharissa, and I'll show it in the chat, he literally stated that he flexed off his Shihakusho to reveal his Pride Trooper uniform. That's not a reference. That's not a reference to it. He's flat out saying the Pride Trooper.
He did also come out, and didn't he actually say Ultra Instinct
Yes.
at one point?
Yes.
Okay. So that's like a direct reference. That's not just a reference, that's like direct. Straight from it.
Like...
From Dragon Ball Z. Well, Dragon Ball Z.
This is a one-shot video. So,
Yep.
One
so
shot.
birthday, December 23rd. Alright, that's fine. Gender, male, yeah. 6'7.5". Ooh, going with those halves like Kubo. Alright.
Oh shit.
Occupation, unknown. Affiliation, unknown. And now, this is a nitpick, but... in occupation, you're supposed to put Soul Reaper if your guy's a Soul Reaper. Affiliation would be Gote 13. You know, but that's a nitpick. I'm not going to actually criticize him on that. Caleb, if you want to go over the Zanpakuto and stuff like that.
Sure. It's not much. It's not.
It's really not,
Well-
but...
Yeah.
And I believe, isn't this one updated?
yeah, this is his quote-unquote updated OC.
Yeah.
Anyway. Continue, Kebab.
Yeah, the design resembles a great sword, Coolio. Not exactly seen a lot, but you know, there's nothing against that. Shikai Fusei called the Injustice effect. Zanpakuto fragments into powder of red-hot energy that envelops the user and functions as a power source that grants artichoke the ability Migate no Gokui. Are you kidding me?
What?
He's got Shikai description, and then in his abilities, it's got the Shikai abilities.
Yeah.
That's
Now, the template he used is what appears to be the official template, correct? No, it's not.
maybe.
No, I think
No.
he typed this out himself.
Alright. Well, personally, I've gone on record as saying this multiple times. You don't need a template, however, it does help in some situations. The template that we use is called the official template, based off of the actual Wikia entry.
So it's like you're putting your character into Bleach. What?
Exactly. Now,
Oh.
what he did is a very confusing template. This is not to be done when making a character. Now, okay, I didn't put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but I will say this right now. We're not trying to shit on his character, even though we are. We're giving very hard constructive criticism because we've had multiple problems with this guy before, and he's now refused to come into a voice chat with us after flat out telling him that that his character still needs work, you know?
Mhm.
So, to those of you who are like, oh, you're not doing anything, you're doing something wrong by doing this, I mean, how
This
else
is
are you
real
gonna...
life.
Yeah, how else are you gonna get through to the dude? Plus, hey, who knows, drama's good, right?
Sometimes.
Hey, yeah. Activity.
Anyway, so his Bankai is Hyohaku. The Zanpakuto transmutes to adopt the form of a white power aura called the Bleach Effect. Now, that sounds pretty cool. Not gonna lie. The appearance. Artichoke is a tall man with facial scars. Yamcha.
Yep.
Okay. I'm stopping at the comma already. There is nothing wrong with that. Face claims, there is nothing wrong with using face claims at all.
Mhm.
You know. Hell, it oh, excuse me. It even helps define the character in some senses. But I'm gonna continue. An extremely muscular and well-defined, built with long black hair and black eyes. Bears an uncanny resemblance to Yamcha from the Dragon Ball series. See, this is a reference. That's a reference. You know, not saying he's flat out wearing the Pride Trooper uniform. That's not a reference. You know. Standard attire is a red spandex-like suit with a black section around the collar and legs, white gloves, and white boots, but Ufka, it's only visible whenever he engages in combat and flexes away his Shinigami uniform. Why? I'm not gonna argue with that. That's also a nitpick in a way. I'm not going
That
to
sounds like that guy from One Punch Man that doesn't wear anything, has the wings, you know?
Oh yeah. It also sounds like Armstrong from Full Metal.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, yeah, I take that back. Armstrong just takes his off, but he
Oh
flings.
well,
No,
it's like Armstrong,
Sig.
but
Sig flexes and his shirt rips off.
no,
Swamp
Escanor.
Man. Ugh. Well, he can't help it. He grows out of his.
Hey, it's a passive flex.
Yeah. Somehow the Shinigami uniform is always back on in one piece whenever a fight is over. Once again, I'm not going to argue with that because my character's done stupid shit like that before. You know.
Like destroy all alcohol.
Yeah.
Omnip.
Exactly.
If I could find the right English word, that would be nice. But I think the point is gotten across.
Exactly. Personality, he is careless and somewhat intelligible, but his most prominent characteristics are his extreme sarcasm and unrestrained applications of dry humor with a terrible monotone to boot. Very prideful, but also very misunderstood individual.
That's like him in a nutshell in real life.
I'd have seen this character
Nice.
as... Honestly, I'd have seen this character as so much better if he'd have branched off of the personality instead of taking aspects from a different series. I mean, granted, nowadays, characters are very... there's no such thing as an OC. Everything is taken from a different series, whether you want it to be or not. That's the unfortunate truth. But either way, he just took a meme, made it a character, and said this was a serious character. Then when other people started calling him out, he goes, oh, it's satire. It's dumb. Anyway, Caleb, would you like to read the abilities?
Yes. Artichoke prefers not to use his Zanpakuto in most cases, for he rarely needs to resort to using such power. His primary method of combat is martial arts and speed blitzing. Understanding the mechanics of Ryatsu and Ryoku beyond the basic fundamentals, he learned to weaponize the energy to augment his strikes for greater potency, as well as adding additional lethal effects. That's not very far off. People in the series, Yama did that.
Yes.
He punched Wonder Weiss and he broke apart. Not a lot of people do that otherwise, but it's possible.
Now, I'll say this as well. His character's only around 200 years old. And already in this first paragraph, he's showing off abilities that not even normal captain ranks would be able to do.
I don't need to use my Zanpakuto.
Even Byakuya, who's confirmed to be literally one of the absolute strongest characters, relies on his Zanpakuto. Kisuke does the same thing. Even Shunsui. His age, he's 252 years old, and that's what it was before we got a hold of him and told him, whoa, dude, that's too young. Now he's like, oh, I don't know how old my character is. That's around the age of Toshiro. And in the Soul Society arc, granted, Toshiro is really fucking strong. In the Soul Society arc, he's not this strong.
No.
Even Toshiro relies on Hyorin Maru.
Yeah. Still pretty kick-ass in his adult form.
Hell, even Yamamoto relies on Ryujin Jaka. The only reason he fought Wonder Weiss hand to hand was because Wonder Weiss's
His ability.
Was able to literally consume the flames of Ryujin Jaka. And this
is kind of fodder anyways.
Right. But this is even in the series itself. If you want to go into the roleplay aspect, Kuro uses his Zanpakuto when he needs to. All of the captains rely on their Zanpakuto in the roleplay.
Also, to add on to the canon examples, in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, the Bankais of several captains were stolen, and it was devastating to them.
Exactly.
Byakuya was fighting Asno. He got absolutely destroyed after his Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi was stolen.
His cheeks got absolutely clapped.
Exactly.
Anyway, continue, Caleb.
Yeah. Artichoke learned to manipulate Ryatsu to such a degree that he is capable of channeling the energy with each strike / physical contact at an extreme rapid rate that causes the enemy to explosion. He learned to concentrate the energy to effectively shoot it at long distances for projectile heavy fights, which used to be his weakness, but no more. Projectile heavy. That probably deserves a dash. These long-range attacks have proven to still maintain the effects of causing the opposition to rupture into a million pieces.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah. Durability, unquantifiable. Artichokes endured the destruction of multiple dimensions. That didn't even happen in the canon series.
The only character that actually did was Aizen. Aizen got fully absorbed by Yuha, making him literally one with him. And it wasn't even due to Aizen's latent abilities. It was actually due to, what was it? It was actually,
Hogyoku?
yes, it was actually due to the Hogyoku that he was able to do this. So a character that's a Yamcha level, you know, I mean, he's based off of Yamcha, wouldn't be able to survive something like a dimensional restart or something like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Can shrug off most hacks like poison, paralysis, etc. Immunity effects of extreme temperature manipulation, and was unaffected by Aizen's hypnosis and the assault by the Stern Raiders. Well, if you fought Aizen, why aren't you in the canon series?
Alright, but like, that could be an after the series thing, because Aizen does
Yeah,
have
I know.
immortality, so he could have possibly... No, I'm not sticking up for the guy. This is not... This Caleb brings up a very good point. Yeah. However, everyone, literally everybody, is affected by Kyoka Soigetsu.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't even argue Ichigo isn't affected by Kyoka. Hell, if
He just
Aizen
hasn't
were
seen it.
Exactly. Aizen never willed it. So, right off the bat, in the durability alone, able to shrug off most hacks like poison and paralysis, immune to effects of extreme temperature manipulation, and was unaffected by Aizen's hypnosis and the assault by the Stern Raiders. How?
Also,
You
within
know,
a
he-
canon aspect, at 250, he wouldn't have even been old enough to
Exactly.
from
Like-
because our role plays, I don't even remember how long, at least 1,000. Was
But
it like
that's our
10,000?
specific roleplay. No. It's only 1,000. It's definitely
Yeah,
not
only 1,000 years,
10,000.
but still 1,000 years is longer than 250, which
Yeah.
is placed after this.
But he's not even in
So-
our roleplay, technically.
LMAO.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
How it, like, when we bring things up like this to him in the chats, he just says, "Oh, I don't have time to explain. I don't have time to explain." You know, and I understand if you're in the military. Granted, they are very, very busy, but
Yeah.
if somebody comes up and you're able to actually explain it when they bring it up, then you should be able to fix it on your character. As I stated before, even Kuro, my character, is able to, or isn't able to just passively negate Kyoka Soigetsu's control. You know?
Mhm.
So
Now, how about
already-
Euro? Question mark.
No, she's still affected by it. Everybody.
Just
can be
making sure.
affected
It's
by
got to
it.
lay out the
Yeah.
grounds.
Like, even if you were to sense past your spiritual pressure, he can control that.
Hmm
He controls all of the senses. It's. So, like I was saying, the point I'm trying to get across is the durability right off the bat is extremely overpowered, more so than anything we've ever seen in Bleach. And you see this is extremely, even more so apparent in the strength, because he says his strength is multiversal plus attack potency. you know, not even Yuha was multiversal, and he was the strongest character in the series next to Aizen. You know?
Well, next we've got Speed, traveling immeasurable, can traverse through infinite dimensions, nigh instantaneously.
You good? Without the use of Shunpo. Reaction, attack, combat speed, massively faster than light, all relative to travel speed. Now, okay.
Jesus Christ.
You good, son?
No, it's not okay.
Immeasurable speed compared to FTL this is power scaling. You know, this is something that I'm not the best at, but I'll try to explain. Travel speed and reaction speed are two different things when going in a debate of, I guess, anime battles, things like that, you know. And you have to take into account that if someone has immeasurable speed, then they're obviously going to be faster than light. You know. Picking back up on the video.
Okay.
I brought in our Basu, the Bleach Hub. He's going to be helping us with the power scaling aspect, basically explaining what can and can't happen and why this character is utter bullshit.
Oh, y'all doing a video on, like, this character?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Damn, Cole, you could have fucking told me.
Might be.
I
I will on the part 2, because there's going to be a follow-up to this video.
I better be
wait,
in that
there
one
is?
too.
Yeah.
Okay, what are y'all on speed?
His travel speed is immeasurable. He can traverse through infinite dimensions nigh instantaneously without the use of his Shunpo. Reaction, attack, and combat speed is massively faster than light, all relative to travel speed. Now,
That makes no sense. So, like, because immeasurable speed is like, so, like, to put it into perspective, like, infinite speed would be infinitely faster than, like, any form of, like, faster than light travel. Then you have inaccessible speed, which is more than infinitely faster than infinite speed. And then immeasurable speed is, like, more than infinitely times faster than inaccessible speed. So he's basically saying, he's like, yeah, my character has immeasurable speed, but he also has, like, massively faster than light plus, like, reaction or whatever. Like, it's very odd that, like, it's like he could travel that fast, but he can only react to stuff that's only, like, massively faster than light.
Now, I know the answer to this. Everybody in this call knows the answer to this. Hell, even the viewers know the answer to this. Has there ever been a character in Bleach that has had multiversal attack potency?
You could actually argue that Yuha has low multiversal AP, but it's kind of a wonky argument. But I would say if you were asking me, like, objectively, I would say no. I would say if you could make the argument, you could, but...
This character's strength is multiversal in attack potency. This dude is 250 years old.
So essentially, he would be, to be, like, multiverse, or, like, I guess standard multiversal, there would need to be, like, numerous more realms in Bleach. Because in Bleach, you know, we have the World of the Living, the Soul Society, Quaco Mundo, and then you could maybe say that there's, like, the Beast Realm, and, like, I guess, if you're gonna count the Valley of Screams, maybe. But even, like, even those, that's, like, maybe 10, if you want to be generous with, like, the Valley of Screams. It's like, that's not enough for it to be, like, a quantifiable multiversal threat. You're still a very, like, low multiversal threat. And he just said, like, regular multiversal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be anywhere up to, like, 1001 universes that he's destroying, which Bleach doesn't have any. Like, it doesn't have that many universes.
His durability is unquantifiable. Artichoke endured the destruction of multiple dimensions getting shattered. He can shrug off most hacks like poison, paralysis, etc. He's immune to the effects of extreme temperature manipulation, as well as unaffected by the hypnosis and the assault, the hypnosis of Kyoka Soigetsu and the assault by the Stern Ritters.
Yeah, so basically what I'm getting from that is like he's saying that his character, he said the durability was unquantifiable, right? That's what he said?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
So like basically what I'm getting at for saying that is like the analogy I like bringing up is like say you have like this sword in a verse where everybody's strong enough to destroy trees, and then like in that verse it's like, bro, my sword is like omnipotent, it's super like overpowered. But you transition that to any other verse, it's not going to like maintain those properties. I think he's going for something like that, where he's like, yeah, within like this Bleach verse, this guy just has retarded durability. Like no one's going to be able to stop him, no one's going to be able to harm him. But it's really weird on how he like goes about saying that. Is he's like, oh yeah, his durability is unquantifiable because he can resist like poison and hypnosis type things, when those aren't necessarily tied to durability either. Like, you know, durability is how many hits you can take. Those are more like a hack's resistance, you know, resistance to poison and hypnosis. So that's also kind of wonky. He probably could have worded that better. Like, if he maybe just said that, oh yeah, in the Bleach verse, he has like the highest durability, that might have worked. But,
Yeah. Now, his Shikai's ability, per se, the strongest Zanpakuto that we've seen, or at least stated to be seen, was Zanka no Tachi, correct? Or at least the hottest.
yeah, the hottest one, yeah, is
Yes.
Zanka no Tachi.
Arguably, it is the strongest, because we've seen like Kyoka Soigetsu and Shinji's Bankai now. Those would, I guess, go past the durability effect of passive Ryatsu, correct?
So like the thing on the like when you said like the strongest Zanpakuto,
Mhm.
so because the Zanpakuto and like the Shinigami are like tied to one another, it's like you could argue that characters that are above Yamamoto at this point, it's like their Zanpakutos are like quote stronger now
Mm-hmm.
because they share the same like existence or whatever. So it's like, but I get what you're saying at is that like yeah, it is a very powerful Zanpakuto. It's noted to be like really old and like really strong or whatever. But
this dude is able to dodge omnidirectional attacks. This dude is able to bring his regular body heat or body temperature with the use of his Zanpakuto to over 15,000 degrees Kelvin, or it was like in the chat
It's like
it
a
said
Celsius.
something.
Yeah, it says something in the chat. Do you want me
Yeah.
to go look at it?
If you could.
I will.
He was able to be the heat of multiple stars, and what I'm trying to get across is that he shouldn't be able to do something like this at only the age of 250. Like, his body wouldn't be able to handle the spiritual pressure output, essentially. Correct?
If he was saying that the only way they could get about it, it would be like if his character's a prodigy or something like that. If he's like, my character's like some super chatty prodigy, and that's why they're able to get out like through and able to do all this amazing stuff. Because Toshiro is pretty young, and he's fighting characters that are like Espada level, who were thought to be like way above, like even what the captains were capable of. But he just trains up and is able to fight on par with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say it's too outlandish, but he would have to just do something generic where he's like, oh yeah, my character's a super prodigy, which is kind of lame. It's like most people probably do that already.
Yeah.
All of the cringy wannabe characters are like that.
They're like
Oh, yeah.
prodigies, yeah.
He said in one of these responses said there's a part where it says the real danger is the aura being hotter than a cluster of stars, which ranges from 1500 Kelvin to an unknown amount.
Yeah.
I think we'd definitely be able to calculate how hot stars are. I don't think it's uncalculable.
Yeah.
Like, if it was really hitting like an incalculable, you think like our universe would just explode into flames because there's this one object way over here that's eating the entire thing.
And that's what I was trying to get at with his character. Like, his body shouldn't be able to handle that. Not even Yamamoto's was able to handle his spiritual pressure output. You know?
If that's what you're saying, if you're saying that like Yamamoto wasn't able to like use his Bankai for like a long period of time, so this guy shouldn't be able to do it. The only way I would see him being able to do that is if he just, for some reason, argues that, oh, my character's just stronger than Yamamoto, or my character's more like tanky than Yamamoto, which is maybe what he was going with
Mm-hmm.
the durability. He's like, okay, because my character is so durable, he's able to withstand all this heat. But you would think too that he would put like some restrictions to it, like, oh, he can use this ability, but he can only use it for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something like that. But just to be like, I can use it indefinitely with no
Yeah.
restrictions.
His Shikai's ability, this is the updated version of it. The Zanpakuto envelops Artichoke in a red aura. The heat radiated from the aura is comparable to that of a cluster of stars, but the heat doesn't extend past the aura, so the surrounding area or the surroundings are safe from damage unless contact is made. The aura boosts the user's power and the stats to heal and restore vitality. Main functions of the Shikai is to give Artichoke an ability known as Migare no Go Kyui, a power that enables the user's body to go on autopilot and do all of the dodging and fighting without Artichoke's mind having to interfere. The boost in power gradually increases the longer Artichoke remains in the red aura. Basically, he's trying to go for
Literally
Ultra
give him
Instinct.
Ultra Instinct, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but he gave him that like little flame aura. Where he
Yeah.
pretty much gave it like Yamamoto's ability, where he can cloak himself in that sun armor.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of gave himself that, and he tried to like write it in a way that where it doesn't affect the environment. Then he's like, "Yeah, I'm literally just gonna give my character Ultra Instinct, just straight up."
Well, the thing is,
Um,
to me, it seems as though, like, if he contains it in that way, his character would be more vulnerable to the effects of his Zanpakuto being the cluster of stars in heat, correct?
you kind of cut out there. You wanna repeat that?
I said, if his character, like, if his ability surrounds him in like the flames, but it doesn't affect the surrounding area, wouldn't that make his body more vulnerable to the heat that is basically being put on him?
Well, does like the barrier like move, or is it like moving around with him, or is it like
Yes.
stationary? Like,
It basically, kind of like, you know, when characters power up in Dragon Ball Z, they have that aura.
oh, so it's like this, like it's like a fiery aura.
Yeah.
It's like hotter than multiple clusters of stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like he'd be burned up the instant he activates his Zanpakuto.
Well, I think the thing that he's going for is that his character is so durable, and that's why he's able to handle that.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't think he worded it very well at all.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, yeah, my character's got unquantifiable durability. Who knows how much he could take?
Yeah, see, my only thing is just how, because, like, he literally just created this. And
He really
It
just
doesn't-
seems like he's picking a Dragon Ball Z character for Bleach.
Exactly.
yeah,
You know, his Bankai's abilities, labeled as the Bleach Effect. The Zanpakuto breaks down and envelops Artichoke within a white aura, several times hotter than that of the red aura, even transforming his hair color to a white and his eyes to silver. So
Oh my
it
God,
just,
this dude really just made himself
He
look
did.
like Goku.
yeah,
he did.
yeah.
He literally did.
Mm-hmm. And at this stage, the inverted world is created. Function spiritual interference / quantum entanglement. This dude goes into some crazy science that I don't understand. And
Where is it?
it's, let me see, in the pictures, I have no clue. It should be above origin / backstory.
Wait,
Yeah.
we're talking about his Bankai, right?
This is
Okay.
an effect of
The
his
Ultra
Bankai.
Instinct. The Ultra Instinct part.
Oh
is
yeah,
the-
okay, I see, yeah.
Yeah.
At this stage, so this defense up and down and left is right. Okay, so that's literally just Shinji Shikai.
Exactly. Now, my thing is, I know Zanpakuto, like the abilities that they give out are basically up to the imagination, but how does Ultra Instinct relate to the inverted world, you know?
Well, hold on, I'm like reading this, and he like went really, he just made his character really powerful. He basically took a bunch of different characters and like
Mhm.
kind of squashed them together. So like the ability of like shifting vectors around is it's this character named Accelerator from a certain magical Ignix, where like he's able to just manipulate the course of vectors. And so it's like basically a vector is just like a straight line.
Mhm.
So like imagine Goku shoots a Kamehameha at Accelerator. Accelerator could just alter where the vector is going. Like that Kamehameha is a straight line, so he could alter it to go anywhere else, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't hit him. And that's basically what he did. He's basically just saying that like all movement is just completely like swamped around. It just seems like he took a lot of characters and just smashed them into one. But how would Ultra Instinct like relate to like a Zanpakuto ability? I don't really think where it's like a Zanpakuto. We've seen things like where the Zanpakuto can envelop your body
Mhm.
and it can enhance you. We've seen it turn into like really good weapons that like you can use for close range, like with Soifon and Kensei. But we haven't seen it like literally turn into it that helps you fight better.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seseen a Zanpakuto turn into like the spirit of Jackie Chan, and then it possesses your body, and then you can now fight better.
I mean, okay, I do kind of want to interfere with that. That's semi-debatable because of Kenpachi's Bankai. That being, it's totally unknown, but it did change his appearance, and he did get really good at fighting right after he released it.
Well, I wouldn't even say he got better at fighting. I would say he was a worse fighter. He was fighting more bestial, if anything.
Yeah,
He was fighting
well,
more.
but it still did.
He was fighting more how Zangetsu.
It did notably increase his power.
Yeah.
It did make him stronger, but I also said that we've had Zanpakutos that have made people stronger in the past. Like
Yeah.
Ichigo's Bankai is
Mhm.
a notable one that makes him just notably a lot. That's pretty much all of his Bankai's
Yeah.
power. But
Now, his origin / backstory, we won't get into that because that's a lot of bullshit. I'll say that.
well, I don't. Origin backstory. I just know a lot of people are gonna make a lot of bullshit up for their character. They're like, I want
Yeah.
Trunks, but
Yeah.
in the Bleach verse, he goes around to different timelines and whatever the fuck. It's like, nah.
He
That's just
basically,
some dude's like fanfic.
yeah, that's what it is. Like he grew up in Wakamundo and somehow developed a hollow through exposure, and his hollow mentor died and turned into his Zanpakuto. Like that's what his backstory
Why would
is.
a Hollow mentor Shinigami and just not eat him? Hollows
Thank
love
you.
the taste of Shinigami. Why would he not just devour him?
Thank you.
Like if it was a Vasto Lorde or something like that, like something like really intelligent.
No, that's what it was.
Maybe.
It was a Vasto.
Okay, because I would be like, if it's a Vasto Lorde, maybe. But
Mhm.
like, the only Vasto Lorde that I think we know of officially in the series are like Hollywood, and then like those three, like they got sought after by Aizen, and then they're pretty much loyal to him.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what random Vasto Lorde would be out there that's like pretty much giving Aizen the finger. It's like, oh fuck you, dude, I don't want to serve you.
Well, another thing about like his Vasto Lorde character was he was so powerful that other Vasto Lordes literally died at the exposure of
Oh
him.
my god,
Yeah.
this dude is literally just like taking everything and he's just like adding a DBZ element.
Exactly. But that's his
I
character.
almost feel like I feel like that's some inspiration from like Broly, where he's like, dude, Broly, he's a legendary Super Saiyan, bro. This was a
Yeah.
legendary Vasto Lord.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Essentially, his character.
Almost a mashup too, where it's like was able to like disintegrate people by just being. But it's like, oh, now it's a Vasto Lord able to disintegrate other Vasto Lords.
Yeah.
As if the Vasto Lord just wander around.
Who is Caleb? Calm down.
Sorry, I'm fixing my bed sheets.
It's not that serious, my boy.
You're just trying to get comfortable.
You're right. But that's his
I'm
character.
sorry.
Yeah. That's his character. Essentially, he's too fucking overpowered. You know?
Yeah, I remember when, like, fucking, you came to me and you were like, you need to make a character, and I was just like, I'll fucking get around to it.
Yeah.
But I know that one of the things that you were talking to me whenever you're like, people go through and make these characters, that you want to keep them somewhat balanced, because
Mhm.
I know you guys, like, don't y'all, like, have, like, like pseudo debates with your characters, where you have to
Yeah.
like fight with your characters.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like you don't want one person to just roll up and steamroll everybody. I can relate to that. It's Cole, you've been a part of those debate tournaments that I've done, where it's like I'll restrict the characters people can use, even though we've already like restricted it to a certain tier and even like a speed tier. It's like there's still so many characters that would just steamroll everybody.
Exactly.
It would take 0 skill to win.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to
This
have
is
them like
why
that.
we should like discuss the battle that happened. Battle.
Well, hopefully he'll see this video because it is going up on the community.
Okay, then yeah.
And there will be a follow-up video. He has another character, boss. His name is
You just send him to
Esperag.
my Discord, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we got him in, like, we got, back when Don, before he went on the cruise, we got Don in a call with him, and he tried to explain stuff to him. And
The
needless
problem
to
is
say...
Don doesn't understand a lot of like the nuances to power scaling. He's he's like the rusty old hermit that's been living in the mountains for like 30 years.
Oh my goodness.
Like I love Don, don't get me wrong, but
We all
like
do.
he's not as well equipped for this kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'll send
might-
you the
it probably-
character. But,
I would unironically say it'd probably been better if you got like lucky to do it.
oof. Well, my first choice was Sinde because I didn't want to bother you. But then I was like, oh, maybe boss is free. And sure enough, you were. So
Oh
cool.
yeah, fucking send it. Yeah, you come to me before you come to send it. That I'll
Alright,
nothing
but
against
thank
Sunday.
you.
I love Sundays.
Thank you for being on the video, boss. I really appreciate it. And you're gonna get your art, I promise.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my pirate art, buddy.
Yeah. Hella pirate art.
All right, buddy.
Alright,
Okay.
see you later, boss. And with that being said, I think we're done with this video. Yamcha, Nathan, look. I mean, we wanted to get you in a call. Things are gonna lead up to this, especially with Esperagmos right here. And I just hope next time the follow-up video comes out, you're able and willing to actually be in the call with us. Boss will be in the call for the next one, I promise, and he will help us explain characters and how things like this, Dragon Ball Z characters, cannot fit in the Bleach universe, and how characters such as this... Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen my fair share of broken-ass characters. People have tried to argue that my character is broken AF, but even my character doesn't even hold up to something like this, you know, and that's genuinely saying something. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful night. I love you, pals. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the follow-up video. Bye-bye.